NBA free agency has become like a second season. Where will LeBron go? What about KD? Well, Giannis isn't even a free agent yet, but it started. We've learned that players have 4 reasons for signing somewhere: money, loyalty, lifestyle, and winning. Lifestyle is more for players who have already won. LeBron James chose LA. KD chose Brooklyn. Now, Giannis has to decide what matters to him. John Wall, for example, chose money, signing the Wizards supermax. And there's nothing wrong with that. Set your family up for generations. John Stockton spent 19 years in Utah. Loyalty first. Never the highest paid, never won a title. For LeBron James, it was winning after he left Cleveland to join the Miami Heat. And just like the Cavs, the Bucks will lose Giannis if they don't build a winner this offseason. The Greek Freak has already said winning is his priority. This video lays out the best plan for Milwaukee to keep their superstar. Hey, it's Casey. Welcome to AM Hoops. Hit subscribe and notification bells. Coming out with 5 videos per week, Monday through Friday, dropping at 5 Eastern. That is worth a subscribe. Also, check out the AM Hoops podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Dropping a new episode every Friday morning, and say hi over on Twitter and on Instagram. Gotta start with the offseason basics. That's how we do it. Their cap space, $0. They will use the $9.3 million mid-level exception and the $3.6 million biannual exception in free agency. Draft pick, it's actually Indy's draft pick they got in the Malcolm Brogdon trade, and it's 24th overall. Their offseason needs, spoiler alert, coaching. We'll get into that. Also, a second star. Free agents, Kyle Korver and Pat Connaughton. Let's start though with the biggest decision in the NBA, the Giannis extension. Actually, the decision is all on Giannis because the Bucks will offer it to him as soon as they can. $220 million for 5 years. That is 1 year and $81 million more than anyone else can offer. But guess what? We already know what's gonna happen. All signs and reports point to this: Giannis won't sign and the Bucks won't trade him. The Bucks would rather let him walk for nothing and have one last year to win with Giannis. And that means, I'm sorry, Warriors fans, it's a lot less likely that Giannis lands there. To sign him in free agency, you would have to dump 2 of the big 4, and same goes for a sign and trade at the end of next season. The Bucks are willing to lose Giannis for nothing, but that's actually a great decision. You need superstars to win championships, and it could be decades before they get another guy like Giannis. It was literally 44 years between superstars. Lou Alcindor, aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was drafted to the Bucks 44 years before Giannis, so they're gonna give it one last shot, and I'm a big fan of that. But big changes need to be made, and they need to start with coaching. It is time to part ways with Mike Budenholzer. And I hate to say that because Coach Bud is super talented. He's a former Coach of the Year. He wins in the regular season, but the playoff failure is just too much, and Giannis agrees. Should Giannis have played more minutes in big playoff games?
I'm going to do whatever Coach Bud tells me to do. That's what I've been doing all year.
Should Giannis have guarded Jimmy Butler more in Game 1?
Is that something you want to do going forward?
No, I'll do whatever Coach tells me to do.
Those answers, not great for Coach Bud. Playoff adjustments are what he has not done well, and it sounds like Giannis is putting the blame on his coach. The Bucks need to part ways with Bud, and they need to hire Chauncey Billups. Chauncey is a candidate for the Pacers job right now, so they have to act fast. He's a finals MVP who thinks the game as well as anyone. Billups was a guy who prioritized winning, exactly what Giannis wants. He knows how to win in the playoffs too. He will keep a focus on defense, which is a strength right now, and Billups' leadership style should go well as a first-time head coach. We've seen first-time coaches win it all recently. Nick Nurse, Ty Lue, Steve Kerr. The Bucks have to make a drastic move here to keep Giannis, and unfortunately for Budenholzer, this is it. Now, what about the draft? Well, normally we talk about who a team should draft here in the offseason, but it's different for the Bucks. They have no use for a rookie. They need to use this pick in a trade. The roster needs to improve, but so does Giannis. We have to mention how limited he was in the playoffs. His shot chart from Game 1 here says it all. Giannis shot 8 of 9 at the basket and 0 for everywhere else. Championship players like LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Durant, deadly from everywhere. Giannis is not there yet. He needs to improve for sure, but he also needs help. Everyone needs help, even Michael Jordan, to win titles. So everyone should be on the trading block, and that draft pick should be in any deal as well. So let's look at trades. In the first trade, the Bucks trade Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, Dante DiVincenzo, Robin Lopez, and that 2020 first for Chris Paul. This trade package keeps Brook Lopez on the team, which makes the Bucks core Giannis, Lopez, CP3, and Chris Middleton. The Thunder do this because they get a 23-year-old backup guard in DiVincenzo and a first-round pick to get off Chris Paul's gigantic contract. On the Bucks, CP3 is an elite playmaker who showed he still has a lot to give on both ends, and he can do it in the playoffs. A Giannis-Chris Paul pick-and-roll combo would be deadly. Chris Paul would also be a great option to shoot when Giannis meets a wall in the paint and has to kick out. Chris Middleton is not a championship number 2. We've seen that. But in number 3, that is what Chris Paul would do for this roster. Imagine the legacies that this move could change. CP3 could finally get that ring. The Bucks could keep Giannis in Milwaukee. This move should be the Bucks' #1 priority to improve their roster. Another trade idea, though, is the Bucks trading Eric Bledsoe, Dante DiVincenzo, and 3 first-round picks for Victor Oladipo. Oladipo and the Pacers feel really uncomfortable right now. He may want more than they want to offer him in free agency next season, and Vic kept his team in the dark about his decision to play in the bubble initially. If a trade can be made, 3 first-round picks and a good young backup could get it done. Oladipo is a no-brainer for Milwaukee. He puts up all-star numbers on offense when healthy, and he's an all-defense player too. A core of Giannis, Oladipo, Middleton, and Brook Lopez has championship potential. Every other trade I've seen out there does not. Buddy Hield? No. Derrick Rose to the Bucks? No. I don't even trust Drew Holiday to push this team over that championship edge. These 2 trades, CP3 and Oladipo, are at least realistic. Then they need to build around the team in free agency. So, free agent number 1, Jay Crowder. He's been a target on a lot of these offseason videos recently because of how he's dominated in the bubble due to shooting 40% from deep with great defense. Every team is looking for a guy like this, and the Bucks can sign him with their mid-level exception. Next up, Joe Harris. Harris is a good passer, defender, and a great shooter. He'd be a dream get for the Bucks. He'll most likely cost more though than the $9.3 million a year they can offer, but they could hope that 1, he wants out of the Nets' chaotic locker room, and 2, he wants to win. Last is Kyle Korver. He and Pat Connaughton, as we said, unrestricted free agents. They should consider Pat as well on a vet's minimum, maybe. But he hit just 1 3-pointer against the Heat. He is not a playoff difference maker. Korver, though, filled his role well this year. 43% from downtown in the postseason. If Korver doesn't retire at 40 years old, the Bucks should bring him back. Look, Giannis is going to decide what team he wants to play for here in the next year. And really, all 30 teams would do whatever they had to get Giannis so everyone's on the table. One thing we know about Giannis, he wants to be a winner. That is his priority right now. The Bucks have one last year to prove he can do that in Milwaukee. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.